back, faithful viewer, to the Unreliable Narrator Episode 2, The Fishy Fatality. Hopefully you've got your theories in, because we're now about to hear from all of our regular murderers, who they think did it, and then I will reveal who killed Juan that got away. So we'll work backwards from the most unreliable narrator back to me. So Paulie.
So going from the point of me actually recording it to now when I've watched everything, I think that I'm going to couple it with the fact that he ate the swordfish, so therefore there was mercury in the swordfish, and that's what exploded. So there was obviously something else in the mercury and some other compound that when he ate it and it mixed with the acid in his stomach exploded and went over the board. And the person that did it, I think, is Bree, because, you know, she was a scuba diver, or there was some sort of scuba diver.
she would know about pressures and stuff.
Yeah. Let's go with that. That's solid.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, technically, she was a snorkeling instructor in the first one, but by the time it reached you, she was a scuba diver.
They do both, do they not?
An excellent theory.
If not, why not?
Working backwards up the chain, Seb, who do you think?
Well, I've just reread my initial thought at the very end of when I recorded mine, and I put, I don't know how the dead body and swordfish were connected, but I'm going to say there was an alien parasite in the fish, which killed Juan when it hatched in the presence of water. The parasite was put into the fish by Hugh, knowing that Juan would try and disrupt his proposal at the restaurant. I've now reconsidered that theory.
You've reconsidered the alien parasite theory?
I have, surprisingly enough, yes. And I now think that it is Bree who did it, not Bree. Because when Juan ate the bite of the swordfish, it had the ring that Hugh was going to use to pose with in it, and he swallowed it. Bree realized this, and along with Hugh, they conspired to kill him to get the ring back.
Interesting. So a change of theory. So originally an alien parasite put together by Hugh, now Bree because of an engagement ring. Okay?
Yes.
Back up the chain, it was Alice. What's your theory?
I also think it was Bree, after much deliberation, because I did initially think it was Hugh. I agree with Seb. I think the ring was in the swordfish and he swallowed it. I think Bree knew this somehow. I don't know. I think Bree knew. But of course, we all know it was a foggy day. But we know where it's not foggy is underwater.
This is very, very true. Science!
With her scuba/snorkeling experience, she swam out underwater until she found Juan's boat and killed him. And I think there were guts everywhere because she wasn't a fisherman, so she wouldn't have done it very neatly. And she already had the ring by the time Hugh came back to dry land.
Exactly.
They would have been able to give it
a solid theory. Excellent. One back up the chain to Joe.
I'll save you some time. Exactly what she just said. Yeah, I start. Bree.
You sure it wasn't Cat? I'm thinking it might have been Cat.
I nearly, just because Alice said all that, and I was like, that's so close to mine. I was going to just be like, you know what, Cat, just in case. Just in case. I did think it was you originally, because I thought that because she was an instructor, that meant quite a bit. So that it was like, Hugh knew it was in the swordfish, put the ring, and then Hugh did it because she taught him how to do it. Because I did think originally, and just for the crack, I'm going to say Hugh, just different from Alice's. I did think originally, how would she know about the ring unless she was like, oh my God, the ring's gone, which could have happened. Obviously, very likely, and it's more likely to be that. But just for variation, I'll say it was Hugh because he learned how to go underwater through his, wife-to-be. And I think the Met is just there to disguise from what was missing. So I think he made, if just the stomach was missing and just cut open and take the stomach, then maybe it would be, but putting guts everywhere, just he's
just looks
like
more
a fish.
manner. And finally, Lex, you heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yes, and you're all wrong. It was clearly Cat because... No, I'm kidding. Clearly not. No, Bree, exactly the same reasons, Alice, scuba diver. Obviously, those who can do teach, and they do very well, and she's an expert swimming person. Under the boat, under the water, bish bash boss, slicey dicey, get my ring, back I go and out.
Right. Well, now is the time to reveal who the actual killer was. So, the killer of Juan that got away was, in fact, none other than Bree Thunderwater.
Yes.
Again, I can save a lot of time because, for once, our regular murderers have actually got it right. Yes, it was all about that engagement. We heard it was even said that it was widely rumoured, so everyone knew that Hugh was going to propose the night before this big fishing competition, and being the flamboyant type that he was, he had put the lovely ring inside the fish, inside the lovely swordfish that he'd caught earlier that day. And then Juan came along and ruined it by taking a big bite. Bree found out about this, I imagine Hugh probably told her, because she had the ring the next day. So she must have got it from somewhere. And yes, as Alice pointed out, it was a foggy day and people were given anonymous boats. But if she'd just been waiting and followed his boat out under the water, she would have been able to follow him knowing exactly where he'd gone. And the fact that he was struck on the back of the head with his own oar means that it wasn't someone who'd come along in another boat, because he'd have seen that and they'd have used their oar. They wouldn't have come up and managed to strike him from behind by slowly rowing up and picking up it. It was his oar. So she just surfaced, used his oar, smacked him over the back of the head, and then gutted him. Not being a fisherman herself, she wasn't able to do it nice and neatly. Guts everywhere, got the stomach, had to remove that because obviously, unlike the other organs that were everywhere, that had been opened up in order to get the ring. And crucially, she was wearing it when Hugh returned. So it could only have been Bree Thunderwater.
You sure it wasn't Cat? You sure?
Sadly,
who was Cat? We lost Cat.
It was not. So actually,
yeah, I don't think it's bad.
I hope people at home managed to solve that as effectively as our suspect here did. As far as I'm concerned, that just means I made that one far too easy. So next week's is going to go back to being really hard again.
No.
Yay.
There will be a brand new order again for our next tale. There will be a brand new character narrating. I won't spoil who it is, but it's another fun one, and we will see if another murder mystery survives a string of unreliable narrators. So join us again next time, and like, comment, subscribe, follow, etc. Review if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, don't.
And tell people as well.
Yes, tell people. Share this.
Yes.
Share this with people. The more people that see it, the more people can have a go at solving it, and you can feel really smug if you solved it and they didn't.
Share and enjoy.
And that's it from Unreliable Narrator. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.